In today's video, we'll be doing a couple of looks and we will demonstrate over 25 products from skincare to makeup and lots of swatches. Make sure to remember to use GRACE25 for 25% off your purchase for the duration of the sale. Today is the last day of exclusive access with the code GRACE25 before it opens to the public, and you can use the code GRACE25 as many times as you like throughout the duration of the sale. If you did have your eye on anything, make sure to order it before it might go out of stock when the sale opens to the public tomorrow. But let's go ahead and get started. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm showing you how I apply this Rose de Mai Eye Lift. It's got this nice cooling tip on it, and I don't dispense a lot of the product, just a little bit. I can also lift like this. We'll let that absorb for a moment, and while we're doing that, let's go in with the BioLifting Serum Plus. Just apply a thin layer. If you hear, we have some thunder today. This has some lovely hydration as well. We're gonna use the BioLifting Oil-Free Fluid Plus. I like this in the warmer months. It's a little more lightweight. Yeah, sometimes I'll skip moisturizer altogether in these warmer months, but this one is a nice texture. Okay, and then finally, let's go in with this BioLifting Eye Cream, and it comes with this little baton. If you really want to follow directions, it says to take this flat, and I like to leave the lid on there when it's a newer one because there still is a lot of valuable product there on this peeled part. This is a freshly opened one. I just ran out of my last one. And then I just like to run this right here to help with some depuffing. It's a nice cool sensation. It says you can also apply it above for a lifted appearance, but I typically just focus it here, but I thought I'd show you. And just the littlest bit goes a long way, just like a teeny tiny bit. And I think I've said this before, but that's by design that Chantecaille's products are used very sparingly, because that way you don't go through as much product, and then you also don't go through as many containers or packaging. That was one of the first things I learned with Chantecaille skincare, is that just use the littlest bit because it will go a long way. But this is very gentle, but in the case that this gets lost, I've used my ring finger as well. I've had this in my travel case here. I have this tool, which is finally, I just checked it, back in stock. So hopefully it's still in stock. And these things here are not static. They are like little tubes that roll. So there's a rolling motion. So it's not dragging on the skin, it rolls on the skin. It does say to use this on freshly moisturized skin, which I just did. We're gonna let that moisturizer really absorb nicely before I go in with other products. I'm gonna be layering products too, just for demonstration purposes, but you can also use this idea if you're going through your day and you wanna increase coverage, increase drama. So we'll do different versions of this. I'll try and integrate as many products in case you're curious. So the solar panel here, the purpose of that is to absorb sunlight and then convert that to low level microcurrent. I will leave the link, of course, to everything below here, and then my other favorite tools that I use. Yeah, so with any of these products, just make sure to read about them before purchasing in case you had any questions or concerns. So the level of dampness on my hair is about ideal for using the Dyson Airwrap, and that's one of the other things that I think can help make me look more youthful, is to have my hair nice and shiny and also have that natural bounce to it, which is why I love that tool so much. So let me do that, let this skincare absorb, and then we'll continue. Yeah, so some of those things that I mentioned that I think help me look 10 to 20 years younger, there are a few key things if you haven't seen that video, but one of them is eyebrows. I don't think I've ever done a look without at least a little bit of eyebrow gel. So I'm gonna take the Chantecaille Waterproof Brow Definer, and this is in Oak Brown. So I'm just gonna do a quick definition right under there, and then the tail end as well. And I'm just gonna brush up like this. And I've been doing my brows a little bit differently, so I thought I'd show you with the Chantecaille products as well. Boy, it's really raining too outside. Again, the idea of a fuller brow, but not really bold. So we're gonna take care of that with gel. So I'm gonna build out the fullness with this brow pencil. Always putting the most pressure here around the arch. And in a moment, I'll be thinning this part out at the front. Yeah, I don't normally do brows first like this, but I think it's such a key area that really makes a difference on my face, just to balance out the features. So then taking the spoolie, I'm gonna run it through here and here just to make that a little bit less bold. Okay, and then for brow gel, we're going to go in with the clear brow gel. This is the full brow perfecting gel, and this is clear. So this is gonna help just get everything going in the same direction. The hold on this is quite gentle though, so depending on your amount of hold that you want. Some people like more hold, some people like less hold. This is more of a mild sort of hold. Actually, my stepdaughter really likes this brow product. But she has pretty nice brows, and her hair is on her brows is thinner, so if you have less coarse brows, this might be a really nice one for you. As you can see, brows make a big difference, and that's one of the things I think helps me look younger than my age. And then we're gonna go in with this because the next thing, not the next thing, but one of the primary things is having an even skin tone. So I notice as I get older, I have more, actually, in this case, I don't have more dark spots, but I've been dealing with dark spots, although I'm getting one right here. So they kind of show up wherever, but these have improved a lot. And it's these products right here, these Dermalogica right now that I'm working on. It's a powerbright dark spot peel, and then there's a dark spot serum that I'm using. Some of you have picked it up as well and are letting me know that you are also getting some nice results. Okay, so this is the Camouflage Stylo. I typically apply this above makeup, above or on top of makeup, but in this case, let's just apply it directly and then we'll start to build, because I want to show you the power of really addressing these key areas. Okay, so right under the eyes. So I didn't conceal my eyes totally. I applied it right here. So I'm not concealing the entire area, it's just this. So next I'm going to address these dark spots right here. This is in the shade 4C. Broken capillaries. And then my chin as well. So these are the main areas that I make sure to conceal. Yeah, the concealer is a little bit lighter, but that's okay because usually I'll work it in with other colors like blush. But I just wanted to show you how much an even complexion makes a difference. So another thing I think is really key is mascara. So once I put mascara on, usually things look so much better. So I'm gonna put it on without any other makeup, just so you can see the transformation. These seem like such basic, minimal steps, but they really do make such a difference on me. So that's why I wanted to start with these first. The Camouflage Stylo though, while I'm doing this, I was applying it to show my sister-in-law how it worked, and she said there's nothing coming out of this. But a little goes a long way, so you don't need to see a whole lot of product come out for it to work. Now I do inadvertently sometimes get some of the mascara really close to the base of my lashes, so I think that helps to increase the appearance of volume. Oh, this is the Faux Longest Lash, by the way. Actually, I've been enjoying the no eyeshadow thing that's going on right now, but of course that will change. I love eyeshadow, but I'm enjoying not wearing eyeshadow as well. So here's the difference between mascara and no mascara. Okay, just stepped out to check on the water because we had a lot of water come in really fast. So just checking the house. Everything is fine. I still hear some thunder, but I think we're okay. So you can see what a big difference brows, hair, concealing, just making the skin more even. Oh, that helps right there. I think that is huge. So I'm gonna call this more of a demo than a get ready with me, because we're gonna try a lot of different things on in case you wanted to see them on. I think it's really helpful. But yeah, so the next thing, one of the next things I think is to add some dimension and get those cheekbones really looking high so that the shape is more like this versus this. So I think I'm more like a diamond-y shape anyway, which is helpful, but I'm gonna build a little dimension with a cream product, and we'll go in with a powder product later. I'll just do half the face so you can see, but I'm going to take the Sheer Glow Bronze Face Tint, which can be used, especially if you are my skin tone, it can be used like a foundation. Especially in the summer. I've already demoed this at some point recently, how to do that with mixing it with the Rose Glow, or if I'm really tan, I just go directly in with this. Has a lovely filtering effect as well. But I'm going to use it as a bronzer just to build in dimension just on this side of the face. So I'm going to just use this to build a little bit of really natural dimension. This is a new Rougher B04 brush. It's very close to my skin tone, very close. And you can see why I like it so much. Okay, so then just building in a little dimension just gives that lift. We'll do that with a powder bronzer here in a moment. So I just want to show you at this point what a difference those things make. Brows, even skin tone, mascara, and then some dimension in this shape. Then let's get these lips looking a little bit more youthful with some moisture here. I've got the Rose de Mai Lip Balm. It's really lovely. It's newer to them. Oh, and also a hand cream I have here. The Retinol hand cream. It's very nice. So we use retinol for our faces. So they have a cream. It's a little bit more fluid. I like to use this in the evening. And it's a retinol hand cream. And they also have come out with this, which is newer, the Rose de Mai body cream with retinol that I've been using. It's also very lovely. So let me just put a little on since it's here. Smells lovely as well. It's a pretty large jar. Just put that on while we're doing this. My elbows especially can get a little dry and rough. Now, SPF is key. They have a lovely SPF and ultra sun protection sunscreen, SPF 45. Make sure to shake this up. It's also says it's a primer, so you can use it as a primer. I'm just going to show you a little bit on my face to show you that it is indeed sheer. So let's put that over, let's put this over here so you can see. Has a smooth texture, really is a nice primer as well. So we'll just put that on this half of the face. We'll do like half and half of a lot of things, or just in certain parts of the face. So I actually could stop right here and be done. Like, that's how minimal I'm enjoying my makeup now. But let's keep going. I recently demoed this. This is the Sheer Glow Rose Face Tint, and I'll put that on half of my face. And even though I do have a more of a medium tan-ish skin tone right now, this is lovely. Actually, I wore this yesterday because I really was looking forward to using it. This has a lovely glow to it. It's not a golden glow or anything. It's a cooler glow, but it's really beautiful on the skin. And I like to use this by itself. So let me just show you how this looks on its own on this half of the face. And it's going to disrupt my concealer there for a little bit, but we can always reapply that. So that would change the order if I was going to use, I would use this and then apply the concealer. But for demo purposes, I wanted to show you the concealer directly on the face. So just a little bit. I'm careful with this one not to add too much though, because it does have some glowy particles in there, very, very, very tiny. But as with anything that has anything glowy in it, it does have potential to emphasize texture, so I'm just very careful in the front here with anything like that. But it's also a beautiful highlighter if you want to use a very gentle kind of highlighter. So this is the Rose Glow Face Tint over here, and then just the SPF over there. So you can see it's very translucent. And then over here, the Rose Glow. I recently demonstrated the Just Skin. If you want to see that with the Sunstone collection, it's lovely. But I wanted to show you on this side, just if you don't want any glow, but you want a really sheer coverage. I do have several shades of this Just Skin. Make sure you're subscribed if you are not already. And if you have a request to see swatches, let me know if you want to see it swatched against another brand that you're familiar with and you're close to my skin tone. If that would help, let me know. Those will appear in the community tab. Okay, so we're gonna go in with cream here, which does look a little bit like it's going to be light, but it's sheer. So what I love about this is that it is so natural, very undetectable on the skin. So if you are like me and you love no makeup, you'll probably really like this. They use this for film and television because it is that imperceptible in terms of seeing that it's makeup that's on the skin. So that shows its sheerness, but also how pretty it can help the skin look. Let me just add it here for now. So there, and then let me add it. It's going to disrupt it again. The concealer. In fact, I want to just, put on a lot there, didn't I? Okay, so that shows you a little bit more what that looks like. I did not mean to put that much on. In fact, let me wipe some of that off. This does have a warm tone to it. I need to just work this in. Here is the Future Skin in cream. And then we just have the rose glow. I wanted you to see the difference. If you like more glowy, like that's really pretty. But if you want something that's just like your skin, but more even without detecting makeup on, this Future Skin is beautiful. So what I'm going to do is even this out. So I'm going to take cream, and you can see what this looks like on top of the rose glow in case you want to use that as a primer, because it does serve as a primer as well. So just taking cream again. And this foundation doesn't require a brush. Like, that's how easy this is to use. It's not streaky anyway. So it does even out really nicely. Just a little bit more of a glow here with Rose Glow Face Tint. Just nice and even here. I can show you the Just Skin, and I'm going to take some of Tan here, if you haven't seen this, and then let's just apply for a little more coverage. I'm not gonna mix it with wheat. Wheat was really warm last time on my skin, so let's just take a little bit of Tan right now. And we're gonna apply it towards the center, right in this area. It has a nice satiny kind of glow to it. You can see right there. I just want to show you levels of coverage. We're going to go in next with a bit of the cushion foundation as a concealer. This one is lovely. It's a little bit more lightweight though, so if I want something more perfected, I will go in with this foundation. I'm just going to go directly on. So it's a cushion like this. So there's a sponge, and that gets the product really in there. It comes with it. There is a second cushion in the box when you get it, so make sure if you purchase this not to throw it away. But I'm just going to use this as concealer. This is the only shade that works for me as a concealer. So one of the keys is, even though I have areas that need a bit more coverage, is to not completely cover up all of my skin. So more makeup can tend to make me look a little bit older, like a little bit too makeup-y. So I like to put on just enough and then light layers. With this cushion foundation, what I really like is that I don't need powder. It sets itself. So let's just use this to really get that in the skin. Okay, and then I think you could probably tell there's something I haven't done yet if you've been here before, and that is canceling out that darkness right under the lash line. And I'm going to use Trench for that, but now I have to find it. Where is it? So just taking Trench by Victoria Beckham, and we're traveling again soon, so I'm repacking my makeup. So I have to go grab this. I'm gonna go into that darkest area as well. And I'll use Clé de Peau in that corner as well to just give that uplifted look. I'm gonna use it right under there because I've got a little bit of hyperpigmentation happening there. And let me just match that over here. So let's use the Sunstone collection for bronzer, and I have not powdered yet, and there's a reason why, but let's do this first. I did have a question about the Ray Morris brush, so I'm gonna talk about that. I've been looking at it, meaning to use it. So it's the Ultimate Cheekbone Brush, and the best way that I learned to use this, and it was from watching a video of hers, I'm gonna use this bronzer, the Sunstone bronzer. It's really beautiful. And more of a neutral bronzer compared to other bronzers I have. I'm just going to take this, so I just applied this product right on this end. So not the whole thing, but just right here on the shortest end. So taking that, then placing it right under, that's why I think this is such a great brush. I don't have the updated version though. This is the older version, so let me know if it works with the new version. So just placing it right there, so you can see I added some bronzer, and then swiping. So this really helps place it and then also blend it in so you don't end up with too much here. That is one of the things that I think is one of my biggest errors that I make, is that it's like a line versus tapered, which is why this is such a great brush. At least this version is. Again, let me know if you have the new version. I do want to get that. I just haven't had time yet. We haven't been in one place long enough to order it, but that's what that looks like. And then I can just take the excess here and then just buff it in. And then just using this side that doesn't have the product, I'm using it to blend the rest. Yeah, it was one of the most interesting brushes I saw early on watching YouTube. And then here, just trying to smooth that jawline right here. So I'm just adding it right underneath, just to define it, make it a straighter line versus like a line that bends here. Then I'm going to take some of that excess and just run it here in the crease just to bring that shape up. I'm just going to even this out now. We have more of that uplifted shape now. So Chantecaille Philanthropy blushes are really lovely, so I've got them all. But we'll go with my favorite one, which is Sea Turtle, this one right here. And we're just going to apply without powder. So this is a very traditional kind of blush appearance. There isn't anything in here that's going to emphasize texture. So if you're concerned about that, this is a beautiful blush. This is a mini kabuki brush by Ray Morris. I'll just take that over my nose, just like this. I'm gonna run a little bit like this, just tie it in. One thing that I know can really make skin look really nice and youthful, bouncy, healthy is a little bit of glow. So I'm going to take the Sunstone, I think it's so beautiful. This is the one in the shade Energy. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and we're gonna apply that. Let me just do one cheek first. This does have more glow though, so just know we're gonna have more glow here. But it really looks so pretty on the skin. It's a skin enhancing kind of blush. But just being careful again not to add too much. But you can see, and I've talked about that before, where if you can get some glow in the front of the face without looking shiny, I think that's really beautiful because you get some dimension also. It looks more flat here without the glow. So you can do that with glow powders as well, but we're gonna do it with this blush today. It is a really pretty one. Okay, let's add some color to the lip. Their Lip Chic formula. This is Bourbon Rose. This is my favorite, really natural looking lip. This is a part where I'm going to switch gears and film the talking part of the video, the early access video, and then we'll come back and then we'll enhance this and build because I feel like this is the base. And then everything is just fun on top of this in terms of color for the eyes, any of the eyeliners, eyeshadows, any more of the blushes, lip colors, things like that. So we'll play around with those next. I won't be applying any of the eyeliners today, but I did swatch the ones that I have. I believe I have all of them. If not, I have almost everyone. So we have here the Eye Kajal in Nude. This is Amethyst. Next is Jasper, Earth, Slate, Olive Brocade, Black Forest, Violet Damask, and the Eye Kajal in Black. I would say this is the most unique one, Black Forest. It's a beautiful like teal almost green. I love that. And then Olive Brocade is also really beautiful, but you can't go wrong with any of these shades. So I just redid my hair just so we can see those bouncy curls again. And then I wanted to show you some of the colors. Now they're not all available. I looked on the site, but this one, Rose Gold, right here, doesn't look like rose gold, but it's very close to my skin tone. I'm just gonna take that and apply it just to my eyelids really quickly, just so we have a bit of a glow. Just using my hands here. Very slight reflective quality, just to brighten the eyes a little bit. Going with the mascara really quickly because I got some of that rose gold on the ends there. Okay, I just finished that video where I'm talking about everything that you're gonna see actually first. It's probably a long video because I had to change the battery. Now that I've done that video, I wanted to show really how youthful things can look without powdering, but we're gonna powder now. So let's take the loose powder, this giant La Mer powder brush. Just tap it in the lid like that, get a little bit, powder the center. For those who wanted to know what other powders are available, just doing a light dusting. So in my opinion, that does a nice job of taking down the shine. It doesn't look like powdery powder. It's very nice. There's still a little bit of a glow coming through. So that's beautiful. But if you're looking for a perfected look, then Perfect Blur Powder, which I need another one of. I'm just gonna stamp here. So you're gonna see here, let me just lean forward so you can see. So I have not added it here. I'm adding it to the side. As I mentioned in the other video, it is like airbrushing the skin. So if you ever have photos, that's why I love this for photos, because before even getting to airbrushing in the photo stage, it's like airbrushing in real life. And it photographs really well as well. This is in light medium also. Here's the difference with that powder. With the Perfect Blur powder, it blurs both the reflection because you can see it's more glowy over here. Now it does take away that three-dimensional appearance, that healthy glow in the front, but it also smooths the pores. So here you're probably able to see more texture here. It really helps cut down on that texture. So then let's just finish that off. And then I don't actually powder the bridge of my nose. I like a little glow there to give it more dimension. Between the eyebrows is key, as well as above the eyebrow for any shininess. Now, this doesn't seem like it would make sense, but if you want glow on your face and powder, there is this Candlelight HD powder. And I think I appreciate this more now that I go for actually a less perfected look. So you can see here, and then it's just got a little glow. So let me just apply that to the, let me lean in so you can see. Let's just apply that to the exterior first. And then forehead you probably can see. Oh yeah, you can see there. You actually use this as a highlighter if you want to use it here. So you can do that. And I will apply it here just so you can see, but let's take a look at the difference. So this is a slight glow. Pores, just so you can see. If you want to perfect and then add glow back, you can do this. But I think powders are so hardworking, and that's why I love them so much, because they can really transform makeup. So here it is with the Candlelight. So this would appeal, I think, to those who want a more perfected base, but then also don't want to completely eliminate the glow, because I think the glow really helps skin look youthful. I feel like this would be great with the Cushion foundation because that's perfecting. And then going in with the Perfect Blur powder, just to perfectly blur. This is key. This buff and blur brush is key with this Perfect Blur powder because you can just press the powder in and then you can buff it in here. Or you can buff it all over, but for me, I like to just press here where I've got the texture. I don't want makeup to move and then buff. But then if you want to add just like a healthy glow back and have it perfected underneath, I think that this is a nice addition on top of the Candlelight. So here's what it looks like up close. You can see there's a glow now. Okay, let's do some eyes. I think I might be missing one of the shades. We're gonna go in though with Elephant. This is my favorite one. So let's go in with Elephant. I'm gonna apply it just to the lid so you can see how pretty it is. This is the most neutral and it's got some intermittent shimmer. I feel like these are not created equally. Some of the particles in some of the shades are a little bit larger than in others. So that changes the look right away. I'm just gonna pull it out. So if you want to make up an eye really fast, I would choose the Luminescent eye shade. I'm going to go underneath just slightly. Just a little bit. But you can see how this base makeup, I can just quickly transform it. And this is one of those products that looks like you spent a lot of time and didn't actually spend time. It's a very effortless product. And then let's play with some lip colors because that's very transformative too. During the talking video, I did apply this. I love these. These are the lip sheers, and this one is in Optimism. It's beautiful. Go in with a lip veil. So let's go with Baobab because this one I think is like a Year Lips bit better. So this has more coverage than a Lip Chic. Still hydrating, but it's like the more sheer, the more hydrating it is, and the more opaque, the less hydrating it is. So now let's just play with lips. So that's Baobab if you wanted just more color. And then let's add Rock Rose. It's one of the prettiest berry lips I've ever worn. Just take a cotton swab. With a bold eye and lip, I like to get the hair back a little more sophisticated. This isn't actually how I would get ready. I wouldn't put this many products on, but I thought the progression would be helpful. Oh yeah, and then I remembered one last thing. If you want highlighter and you don't want a lot, this is probably the most minimal kind of highlighter I could think of, is to take the Sheer Glow Rose Face Tint right on the highest points. Yeah, this is one of the most multi-purpose items. Right there. And make sure to use the code for 25% off. That's good. Again, both for the early access and then through the duration of the sale. But that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.